Fatalities and serious injury like the one you've just seen happen all too often in mechanized harvesting. Many of them are directly related to the failure to shut down, lock out, and de-energize before maintenance and repairs get underway.
Heavy mobile machines are very complex and require high levels of power and heavy-duty energy systems to get the job done. Machine operators and mechanics can be exposed to energy hazards when conducting routine maintenance, troubleshooting, and repairs. You can be exposed to deadly hazards from unanticipated machine startup or movement, as well as exposure to high levels of electrical, hydraulic, and kinetic energy if these powerful forces are not eliminated before maintenance or repair work begins. That's why a safe operating procedure for proper machine shutdown, lockout, and creating a zero-energy state in all energized systems must be developed and followed to the letter each and every time you are exposed to these hazards. Each type of machine has its own unique operating features and maintenance requirements. You must understand the specific machine requirements as set out in the owner's manual provided by the machine manufacturer. It should be available on the machine at all times.
Now let's take a look at the common safety requirements for shutdown, lockout, and dealing with stored energy that generally apply to any type of machine.
Wheeled or tracked machines should be parked on level ground, preferably over gravel or mineral soil to avoid fire hazards. Level ground will help secure wheeled machines. It will also provide a level platform from which to enter, exit, and work on both wheeled or tracked machines. Lower all raised implements to the ground. If they cannot be lowered, a second person must assist in very carefully blocking the implement with material that is strong enough and properly placed to prevent the implement from suddenly shifting or falling. Allow the machine to idle down for a few minutes so that the cooling systems can reduce the higher operating temperatures of the machine to normal levels. Engage the parking brake. Place the transmission in the manufacturer's specified park position. Activate all hydraulic safety locks. And ensure that all operating controls are in the inoperable position. Then turn off the ignition, remove the key, then turn off the master switch. Locking out the machine and tagging it as "Do Not Operate" are essential precautions against someone starting the machine while you are working on it. It also prevents an unattended machine that should not be started up from being put into use.
Your machine is now safely parked, shut down, locked out, and tagged, but serious energy hazards still lurk within the machine's components and energy systems.
Depending on the type of work that needs to be done, you must be aware of where this potential energy might appear and how you can control or eliminate it. First of all, be sure that no parts of the machine can move. Some machines are equipped with chains and lock pins or bars to hold movable parts of the machine in place. These must be used according to the machine manufacturer's recommendations. The first type of energy you need to watch for is known as kinetic energy, or the energy of motion. An example of this can be seen in the rotating blade of a feller buncher. You must stay out of the danger zone when it is operating, and you must wait for it to come to a full stop once it is shut off. Another example of this type of energy is the large saw blade of a slasher. Because of the heavy weight and high speed of these sharp-moving objects, they can freewheel or coast for several minutes after the machine has been shut down. Again, wait for these moving parts to come to a full stop before opening any guards or shields or approaching an unguarded moving part. The potential energy of heavy raised objects that are not properly secured can cause serious injury if they suddenly fall. This is called potential kinetic energy. Many of these machines have heavy access panels, screens, or guards that need to be positioned correctly. Make sure that any retaining pins, holding chains, or lift pistons are properly engaged before entering the area. Stored hydraulic energy in extremely high-pressure hydraulic systems can cause machine components to move when you least expect it. Stored hydraulic energy can also cause uncontrolled escape of hazardous fluid if the containment system is tampered with or springs a leak while still under pressure. Hydraulic systems have various methods for bleeding this energy off. Systems will vary with the type of machine and manufacturer. Follow the manufacturer's recommended procedures and safeguards for eliminating hydraulic energy in the system before doing any work in these areas. Thermal energy or heat will occur in and around the engine and exhaust equipment, as well as the heat and pressure that builds up in the machine's coolant system. Wait until these areas cool down to a safe level and make sure coolant pressures are eliminated before you start work in these areas. The electrical systems of these machines are complex and very hazardous if not dealt with safely. Cables, wiring, relay boxes, and connectors can all be a source of very powerful electrical energy. The master switch that was turned off when the machine was shut down disables the transfer of energy to the starting system and other components. Starting the machine or operating various controls cannot occur if the master switch is off.
All of these procedures for shutdown, lockout, and zero energy state are meaningless if they're not applied each and every time. Analysis of incidents in mechanized harvesting show one common and frightening characteristic. The situation that causes the injury or fatality is often not the first time the worker has done things the wrong way. In fact, the worker may have done it that way hundreds of times. So here's the point. Chances are the unsafe work practice catches up with you sooner or later. The more times you do it, the closer you come to that one time when a devastating situation will occur. You can help to ensure that this doesn't happen to you by making proper shutdown, lockout, and safely dealing with stored energy a daily habit of your job. Remember, the most important thing about going to work every day is coming home safely. Give yourself the best chance to do that.